we're doing this again. In this box, I have two laptops. One of them is not important for this video. That would be the ThinkPad. And the second one is the topic of this video, the Ideapad S540. This was my first Hackintosh. So, I'm assuming it's very, very, very dead and reflective, of course. Let's see. Do you have battery? No. Do you have a battery? I'm too lazy to take out that screw. But this right now is running macOS Sequoia. And I need to get Windows on it to put macOS Tahoe on it. I'll explain in a moment. Alright, so I have it plugged up. I don't know the current condition of this laptop. All I know is that it's falling apart. Let's boot her up. Alright, we are on the desktop. It didn't really take that long. So, let's see what we're working with. We are working with a, not much information, 8 gigs of RAM, an i5, 10th generation. There's going to be a lot of us. A HD 620 spoofed to a 630. And it's opening 3,000 apps. Like, ooh, I didn't remember I had this. Okay, cool. Anyways, other than that, standalone laptop. Alright, so I have a 256 gig drive. Okay, that's not bad. I'm able to do whatever I need to do. Perfect. I'm just gonna erase everything and put Windows on it and then redo everything from scratch. Give me a sec while I do that. Alright, to install Windows, I'm going to be using a USB. And you might be asking, isn't this technically against the rules? That's where I got a loophole. You see, the rules apply once I start installing or start the process of getting OpenCore ready. You see, since I'm not installing Tahoe at the moment, installing Windows with a USB is not against the rules. So, let's get Windows on this since I have Monterrey. Alright, we're back on the iMac. You guys definitely haven't seen this in a bit. But, here is the USB drive. I have to, format it and put Windows. Which Windows? Any that works. I have fast internet. I have Wi-Fi, so I should be good to go. I'm gonna put Tiny 11, or maybe just Windows 8, Windows 7, or anything else. I don't care. Let's get this show on the road. For Windows, I'm gonna be using Windisk Writer, which is basically the Rufus of macOS. Anyways, I've had a bit of issues with this program. However, we should be good to go. I hope. Let's get that installed, and let's go ahead and download any version of Windows I want. I don't care. Great. 40 minutes. You're not macOS. Why are you so big? I think I'm gonna... 20 minutes. I think I'm gonna go ahead and check out Windows 10. Unless this decides to speed up. So, let's go ahead. Let's get on Windows 10. Alright, we are on the Japan version of the site. I don't know why. But we could... I guess... Ew, okay. Okay. What does that say? Magic 8 Ball spat out its results. We have it set to Spanish. Sure, I could. But, I don't want to, No. Please, I would like English. Is this English? Yes. Perfect. Confirmation. Great. That's definitely shorter. Okay, let me change a few settings. Alright, so I have a feeling that we must scrap downloading Windows altogether. So, I think we should just modify the EFI we have on here and upgrade via system settings, as we should be able to via system settings. Okay, we're gonna need to manually download Tahoe. Oh god. That's weird. What time is it? That's not what I asked for. It is March 2019. I think we are a little behind. Let's get this back up and running. Yay, finally I fixed it. Let's... Yeah, great. Perfect. It's gonna take a while too. Well, I guess these two are in a race now. I'll be back in 30 minutes. Anyways, it's still gonna take a while. But let's get this prepped a little, shall we? Okay, great. Well, that does something. I genuinely have nothing to do here, so I guess I'm just gonna play Minecraft. Wow. Whoa, my frames just dropped. Okay, Minecraft looks absolutely stunning on this iMac. Just look at that view, yo. Anyways, it's done. Now I get to extract the EFI from here, because I already have an EFI. I think I just need to update it. Anyways, it's almost done. I put a bit of E6000 on the fingerprint sensor to peel it off later, for shits and giggles, I guess. In 2 minutes it's finished. I'm just gonna go ahead and quit the game real quick. There's gonna be a lot of ums in this video. Let me go ahead and figure out how to update OpenCore, because I haven't done it in a while. Now, I know that I'm not supposed to use OCAT. Update OCAT did not work. Does not want to update OpenCore. So, what? Anyways, I guess I gotta manually update it. So, let's get started on that. Wow, long time no see, proper tree. Anyways, I gotta do all this. Be back in a jiffy. Well, it's been a bit more time. I finished validation. Now it is time to do this. Alright, now I am making the installer. Thankfully. Hopefully. I really got nothing else. I have updated OpenCore, I have moved over the EFIs, and I should be good. Hopefully. But, yeah. Alright, now with everything done, it's time to restart the Hackintosh. And hopefully I set everything right. We're halting. Invalid revision 3, exclamation point equals 6, inloaded driver. What? Okay, let me check that. One slight problem. It is booting into the Tahoe installer. And it is, since it's not an OpenCore that knows Tahoe, we're kind of stuck here. Let me see if I'm able to boot into the picker. Alright, I spammed the escape key, thank you Google, and we are finally booting back into Tahoe. Not Tahoe, Sequoia. Hi there, I got new glasses, see? Anyways. Whew. Alright, so I just changed and updated the show picker. Now it's time to update OpenCore. I need to change boot. So let's go ahead and do that right now. To make sure I am putting the right version, I just unzipped the 1.07. So let's go ahead and go here, replace. Okay, so that's replaced. I just replaced that. Now I need to replace OpenCore.efi. Alright, and I updated the drivers, I think it was. Now let's go ahead and try this again. Alright, I am getting the same error. Weird. I'm gonna look into it a little bit more. Alright, now that I know specifically it is whatever drivers I haven't updated here, now it's time to go ahead and update the drivers for the second time. Well, let's go ahead and do this. Yay. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. HFS Plus isn't used anymore. They are now using Open HFS Plus. So I think it is struggling to... it can't load HFS Plus. And that's why it's doing that. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace the other things I have here. And then let's go ahead and remove this. And then let's open up Property. And let's add open, like the word open, to the HFS Plus EFI thing. Alright, now with that done, let's save it and let's retry this. Alright, finally, no error. Let's now try to boot into Tahoe. Great, what? Kernel panic, or is it just gonna ignore that? Okay. We're in. Okay, that was easy. Yeah. Now I'm gonna send this to the person I made a bet on. Or made a bet with. And, yeah. Let me do that right now. Alright, I just sent the picture. Now let's go ahead and install macOS Tahoe. Right here. It's gonna take 19 minutes. Great. Well, it didn't take 19 minutes. It took about 10. That was pretty damn quick. So, okay. macOS installer it is. Yay. Now, we wait. So if this somehow fails, or if this fails, then I lose the bet because I do not have the ability to use a USB due to this bet. So, yeah. Alright, it did the first restart. Time to do this again. It's gonna take a bit, but let's see. Alright, last, final, whatever this is. Oh yeah, funny thing. Windows is still trying to download. I kind of forgot that this was downloading. It has an hour left. I'm like done. Kind of. I need to get Wi-Fi working, and I need to wait for this thing to get out of its black phase. That sounds racist, but whatever. 9 minutes. Surprising. Nice. Couldn't you have said that like several hours ago when I needed you? I don't need you anymore, but I guess it's good to have you here, I guess. Yeah, I'm still waiting on this. I don't know a few things. One, I don't know if touchscreen will work because it just randomly died on me on Sequoia. It was working on Ventura but died on Sequoia. Two, I don't know if USBs work. USBs didn't work on Sequoia, but worked in BIOS, so okay. It didn't work on Sequoia, but it worked on BIOS. That includes USB-C, includes the SD card. 3, I need to make sure audio works because audio is a bit iffy. 4, everything else needs to work, minus the fingerprint scanner, which I just put B6000 on. 5, while the camera, which died for some reason, I'm curious if that's gonna work. 6, I'm curious if anything works. So, yeah, that's a bit of yappity yap. It's gonna take a bit. Okay, so the laptop just shut off. I think. Oh, okay, we're on the lock screen, and it appears we are on Tahoe. Okay, strange. Well, I have to go ahead and load into recovery mode, to edit the EFI, the config.p list, because I guess, I need to disable something or something, and now it's stuck on the lock screen. But Windows 11 did just finish downloading, so I guess that's a one-up. Alright, so I disabled audio. I think we're getting the same exact result. I had to edit using the V text editor on recovery mode. That's like upright insane. But I think we're just getting the same exact result. Of course, since I just disabled audio, there is no audio. So let's redo everything, but instead of upgrading, we're just going to be deleting macOS entirely. Alright, I just erased macOS Tahoe to install macOS Tahoe. Yay. I'll be back again in a jiffy, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 8. This is starting to harden though. It's not rubbery anymore. Anyways, it just went through the entire installation process, you know, the reboots, whatever. I was just quickly editing the thumbnail. I feel like this is one of the stupidest thumbnails I've ever made. But it's obviously doing the thing where it stays black because of a frame buffer error. So I will be back recording once that thing shows up, whatever shows up actually. Once anything shows up, I will be recording again while I edit the thumbnail. Alright, well, we're here with... Alright, well, here we are on the Tahoe setup. Yeah, that's macOS Tahoe. Let's go. United States. Alright, now we agree. Look, for our Apple branded systems, this is Apple branded. I'm not breaking the EULA. Apple, you can't get me. Anyways, it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna do its thing. That's smoother than what was on the iMac. Let's get started. Yeah, okay. Hey, yay, you took a while. Boop. Bing. Yes. Okay, first things first, let's go to settings. It's gonna obviously load very quickly. And let's go ahead and go to desktop and dock. And let's make it small like that. Magnification all the way up. Yes, perfect. That's the style I like. Now we gotta get Wi-Fi working without using USBs. I don't even think USB works on this, does it? Let's see. Let's see if the USBs work on this. Negative. USBs are fried. Great. Let's get Wi-Fi working. I think I could just use tethering on this. Yep. Wi-Fi connected. Great. Yes. I love my random noises. Okay. No, I cannot. Okay. We're back to square one with whatever this thing was doing. Except this has a compatible card, this doesn't. Let's look into it. I was gonna use Bluetooth file transfer, but we don't have Bluetooth either. This becomes a lot more challenging. Bigger question is, how do I do that? I can't. I have no form. USBs don't work, and I'm not allowed to use USBs. What can I use? I'm not allowed to use ports in general. So I cannot use an SD card. I cannot use USBs. I cannot use USB-C. There must be another way. I found a solution. I have Windows on this NVMe drive. This is the NVMe drive that came with this laptop. Technically, if I boot off of this while holding the WD drive in, or actually, either way, this might work. This is stupid, but it might work. I gotta get this open, so. Alright, this is a bit wacky, but, where do I put this? Let me put this on the floor. It might work. Alright, it recognizes Windows. Let's see if we're able to even boot into Windows, because ACPI is probably off the charts right now. It's probably very fucked up. Let's see. I'm assuming that's a no? No friggin' way. It did it. Does touchscreen work? No, touchscreen is dead. I think so is the USBs, and so is every other graphical aspect of this. Oh, it's resorting to opening settings. No, thank you. I'd like to keep my... Oh, why do I have... Let's get this shit on here before I have to tolerate Windows more. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use ITLWM first to, you know, have macOS standalone. And then using ITLWM, we could go ahead and see whether I am too lazy to get Airport working, or if I get Airport working. So let's go ahead and download Heliport, and yeah. And of course, even though it says, even though the bet is I cannot use ports, this is technically using a port. However, that is considered a internal drive by technicality. So baseline is I cannot use the external ports, but pretty much because of a technicality, I could use the second M.2. So let's go ahead and see if I finally got everything downloaded. I do. Perfect. So now let's reboot into Tahoe. Oh my god, this does not have acceleration at all. I don't even need a reboot. I can just hold the power button. Alright, I moved everything to the desktop. Now let's shut it off so that we could remove the SSD. Yeah. I got so hyper focused I forgot that I needed to record in the first place. It's fine. We can just use text edit. Alright, I did it. Now I gotta restart. And after that, once we get Wi-Fi, once we do everything else, let's get display working again, or fully working again. And then let's focus on bigger issues. Like, I don't know, like... what to do after this video. Alright, now that I have ITLWM loaded, let's go ahead and download Google Chrome. That is the first thing I do. I was gonna sign in, but I kind of forgot my password. So I'll stay signed out, and yeah, that's Google. Now let's try going to youtube.com. Perfect. Here we are. Yay! Well, this was a stupid video. I did it just to prove a point because I'm that, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but you could probably, comment down there. But, yeah, that's about it. Really quickly. Sure. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching.